want to see the families of cardioids and limacon, where we have a few shape of our polar curve that we name as cardioids and limacons. Therefore, we will see the equation that represent those curves. Okay, so we are now want to see the curve that represented by the equation r equal to a plus minus b sine theta, and also r equal to plus minus b cos theta. Okay, so these two equations will give you a polar curve with shape cardioids and limacons. Okay, it depends on the value of a over b. Alright, so you need to know, the first thing is, when you get this equation, you need to know what is the value of a and what is the value of b. Okay, now let's do a table, okay, to see the difference between two equations here. Okay, we will have four types of shape, or four types of polar curve, okay, represented by this equation. Okay, for equation r equal to a plus b sine theta, okay, if you have your a over b is less than 1, okay, if we have the value of a over b less than 1, we call the shape is limacon with inner loop. Okay, when you have a over b less than 1, you will have a shape of limacon with inner loop. How is the shape of limacon with inner loop? It looks like this. Okay, for sine, the loops will be reflected at x-axis. Okay, so you will have an inner loop where the loop is reflected at x-axis for sine. Okay, so you will have a polar curve like this. Okay, but for cos, if you have r equal to a plus b cos theta, if your b over a is less than 0, you will have a limacons with reflected inner loop at y-axis. So how it looks like? It will look like this. Okay, so this one is called as limacon with inner loop. You remember, if it's sine, okay, and your value a over b is less than 1, so you will get the inner loop reflected at x-axis for sine, and inner loop reflected at y-axis for cos. Okay, next, if we have a over b, if you compute a over b and you get the value of a over b equal to 1, okay, what shape that we will get is cardioid. Okay, and cardioid shape is actually looks like cardioid shape is the shape looks like a heart. Okay, so just remember that for the function with sine, our reflected will be at x-axis. So what will you have here? You will have the shape of heart. Okay, there is no more inner loop because the a over b is equal to 1. What you will have the curve like this. It's reflected at x-axis because the function sine. Okay, so it looks like heart. Okay, for r equal to a plus b cos theta, it will reflected at y-axis. So what you will get when you have a over b is equal to 1, you will have the shape like this. Okay, so this one called as cardioid. Okay, next, if we have the value of a over b is greater than 1 but is less than 2, okay, so we call this shape as dimple limacon. Dimple limacon. Okay, where you will have the shape like this. It's just the simple, it's just the very smooth curve. Okay, just like this. and for r equal to AB cos, it will reflected to y-axis, so you will have the simple or the smooth curve reflected like this. Okay, so this one called as dimple Limacon, and it looks similar with the one if you have a over b greater than or equal to 2. So what you will have is the shape almost circle. Okay, almost circle shape. Okay, so you will have almost circle shape like this. Okay, same goes to this one. We will have the shape like this, almost circle shape. Okay, so this one is the shape or the polar curve called as Limacon and also Cardiots, where you need to remember that we have two types of equation, which the first one is alpha, the first one is a plus b sine theta, and the second one is a plus minus b cos theta. Okay, a plus b sine theta, when you have sine, the loop here will reflected at x-axis, while when you have cos, the loop or the curve here reflected to y-axis. Okay, how about if you have the r equal to a minus b sine theta and a minus b cos theta? It just reflected at the negative side of x and y. Okay, for example, for this case, if you have r equal to a minus b sine theta, so you will have the Limacon shape like this. Okay, it's reflected at the negative side of y. Okay, so for if you have r equal to a minus b cos theta, what you will have is the shape like this. Okay, it reflected at the negative side of x here. Okay, negative side of y here. That's the difference between positive and negative, and difference between sine and cos is the way the curve is reflected. Okay, for sine, it reflected the loop at the x-axis, and for cos, it reflected the loop at the y-axis. So this one is the type of Cardiots and Limacons. Okay, next we will see how to draw this type of polar curve. Now we want to see how to plot the curve represented by this equation, where we have equation r equal to 2 minus 3 cos theta, and we know that this type of equation will give us the shape of Limacon or Cardiots, depends on the value of a and b. Okay, the first thing is you need to know what is the value of a and b. So your a here is 2, your b here is 3. The second thing you need to know is the function here. If you see the cos here, means that you will have the Limacons with inner loop reflected xy axis. Okay, either it looks like this, okay, or it will looks like this, depends on the value, depends on the operation. Okay, if you see here, the operation is negative, therefore your Limacons will look like this. Okay, but then you need to check first which type of Limacons you have for this type of equation. Okay, so now you need to compute the value of a over b. If you find the value of a over b, what you will get is a over b is less than 1. Therefore, you will have the Limacons within the loop like this. Okay, therefore now we want to have we can sketch our polar curve. Since we know already, we will have the Limacon within the loops at the negative side of x-axis because negative here, and it's reflected to the y-axis because it cos here. So we can draw our Limacons. So we will have the Limacons like this. Okay, This is your 5 cos. But now you need to put the value of y intersection here. What is the value of y intersection do you have here, and also the x intersection here? So how to find the value of y and x here? You can use the formula that give to you r equal to 2 minus 3 cos theta. Okay, you know that this one is our polar axis. From here to here, you will have your theta is equal to 90, where 90 is equal to pi over 2. Okay, so you can find the value of r when theta is pi over 2, where pi over 2 theta, you will have the value of r here. Okay, so we compute r equal to 2 minus 3 cos pi over 2. So if you calculate, you will get your value of r is equal to 2. Therefore, the distance between the pole here to the point here is 2. So here you have the value of y is equal to 2. Okay, so if the value of y is equal to 2 here, means that the value of y here is negative 2. Okay, now you want to find what is the value of x. So the value of x here, okay, falls when your theta is equal to 180 or equal to pi. Therefore, let's calculate r equal to 2 minus 3 cos pi. So what you will have for r is equal to 5. Means that your distance from pole, your pole origin here to your point here is 5. Therefore, we have here the value of x is negative 5. So this one is your polar